Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, the movie lover here. Welcome back to another After I Saw video. Sorry that I'm a little bit late on this, mainly because I know almost everybody's posted their review of this movie, so now it's my turn. I'm probably the last person to review this movie. Because even people have reviewed this movie before it even came out yesterday. That is the new Beauty and the Beast movie. The live-action Disney film that came out, which was one of the most anticipated films of the year, as well as one of the most anticipated films of March, this month actually. And the film has been getting mixed reviews from critics. It has a pretty decent score on Rotten Tomatoes with a 71%. Not certified though, but and last time I checked on IMDb, it was 7.1. It might have gotten more or less, but yeah. Now, Beauty and the Beast, yeah, pretty much when I saw it, the line was pretty much packed for the film. Both 2D and 3D versions. I myself saw the 3D version, and Friday it made 64.2 million on Friday, and this film stands at a potentially record-breaking 170 million, which I wouldn't be surprised if this film made a lot more money than The Jungle Book 2016. Now let's get into Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is obviously based off, it's a live-action remake of the 1991 classic film, which that film was so good it became one of the first animated movie to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. And so with all these other Disney remakes coming, Disney live-action remakes, they decided to give Beauty and the Beast a remake. Now, you pretty much know the story. You got a girl by the name of Belle who, her father gets, accidentally goes to this, beast castle filled with talking appliances, and of course, you know, Belle goes and takes his place, and he doesn't really imprison her, he just keeps her there. Now, what happened was, a long time ago, the Beast was a prince, and basically, he forgotten what it was like to love. So apparently, on a he was cursed, and there's a rose that when all the petals fall, he'll remain a beast forever. And yeah, and of course, the villain in this movie is Gaston, who's in love with Belle, who's basically the most handsome man in town, basically. So, if you've seen the animated film, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And in 2012, it was re-released in 3D. The year before was The Lion King. And, so yeah, Disney, um, before, before the new Cinderella film came out, they did a decent job with remakes. They didn't do a fantastic job. I mean, 101 Dalmatians live-action remake was pretty bad. But, I know a lot of people hated Alice in Wonderland. I thought it was a fine movie. I mean, I can certainly see why people hate the movie. I like it. I like it for what it was. But I hate the sequel. The sequel is a piece of garbage. And after that, they gotten back on track to doing good live action remakes. Cinderella, which was pretty good. Peach Dragon, which was also pretty good. And Jungle Book, which I thought was amazing. And I can say this is a pretty solid live action remake. It definitely follows like the original film. It pretty much follows like every single step of the film. Um pretty much it's pretty much the same movie except live action. Now, not everything about this movie follows exactly like the original film. No, there are some new songs in this movie, and there are some new scenes in this movie. And so yeah. I saw this film last night with my friend Caleb, who's actually here right now, staying over. And so yeah, anyways, yeah, there's really not that much else to say except this is a visually stunning movie. This film looks gorgeous from every single point. There doesn't seem like to be a single part where the CGI or the visuals are off. There's not a single misstep for the CGI. And while Gaston himself doesn't do a terrific job, there's just so many moments in them. Apparently, Gaston is more of a douchebag in this movie than he is in the 1991 film. He is more unlikable in this film. Like, here's the thing. Spoiler alert, by the way. During the last act of the movie where Gaston is trying to kill the beast, you know how he used a crossbow and a knife? He uses a gun. And I was all like, a gun? Really? That is just fucked up. See, really, a gun. Like, it just made it all. It just made me hate him even more. He was just. I mean, I don't hate him. He's an alright villain. I mean, I definitely preferred his character in the 1991 version as well as his henchman, which I forgot what his henchman's name was, but people think that he's gay or something like that. Yeah, it definitely feels like he's gay for Gaston in this movie a lot more. But you see, this actually is a. I mean, it certainly is a very well done film. I will say the 1991 film is a lot better than this, but it is a pretty good um live action remake. I really don't know what else to say here. Is it a perfect movie? No. But I say what it follows up most is its visual effects and the few new songs that it has, and you pretty much, if you saw, although I will say this, if you saw what happened in the original movie, you can pretty much tell exactly like what happened, what's going to happen. You can predict what's going to happen in this movie. Like, take for instance, Jungle Book. Actually, it didn't exactly feel a lot like the original film, but it definitely does feel like the original film. But I will say that was a better movie. This is still a very well done movie, and I can say it's definitely worth watching. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. If you haven't seen it, then definitely check it out. Now, next week I'm going to try and see the Belko Experiment. I really wanted to see that. Um, it depends on how well it does at the box office. So, and next week I really want to try seeing the new Power Rangers movie, as well as Life with Jake Gyllenhaal and Matt Damon. Or no, was Matt Damon? No, I think Ryan Reynolds. Excuse me, Ryan Reynolds. But anyways, yeah, that is all that I have to say. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.